A recent survey by the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics shows that 7 million Kenyans are unemployed. Out of these, 1.4 million have been desperately looking for work. The rest have given up on job hunting, altogether with some opting to go back for further studies. The survey paints a grim picture of the country's unemployment levels, while shattering the 40% unemployment rate myth. Today, the market is flooded with graduates who can hardly even land an internship. Many are turning to menial jobs. Where is the problem? Welcome to The Way It Is, and today we're talking matters unemployment. And joining me in studio to steer that conversation to my immediate extreme left, I'll start with the extreme left, is Ronnie Osumba, who is the Youth Fund Chair. Next to him is Eddie Okech, founder of Ongoza. And to my immediate left is Emmanuel Mutuma, who is the CEO of Brighter Monday. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for making the time.
Thanks for having us.
So I'll start with you. How do we break this vicious cycle that is unemployment?
For me, I think we need to work as a country within different stakeholders. Us as Brighter Monday, we're part of publishing job opportunities in the market. We have employers who are looking for good talent. We have the education system and institutions who are looking to equip young people and with degrees and courses that they need to do in the institutions. Yeah. And at the same time, we have the government and legislators, as an extended figure to ensure that we work together collaboratively to ensure that we're resolving this as a unit. So I don't think it's a one, and I think it's really good that we have our representatives from different sectors here, just to ensure that we equip young people with skills that will ensure that they increase the chances of landing opportunities in the job market. Yeah. For me, there are two things. Employers are looking for good talent. Those are people who are engaged, they have a good attitude, they have the skill sets that's required. On the other side, people are looking for jobs. Okay. I know they're looking for jobs, they're looking for an environment where they can be productive with what they have learned. So it's a match that needs to be done, crafted in a good way.
What about you, Eddie? What do you think? How should we break this cycle that is unemployment?
Yeah, I think creation of jobs is what is fundamental because, as you said, the survey says 7 million people looking for jobs. 1.4 have lost hope in terms of looking for jobs. Yeah. And for you to solve issues of availability, so a lack of jobs for this matter, you have to go to the root cause of the problem. And in my view, where Kenya stands today, I see 6 clear indices that lead to unemployment directly. And when solved, those would allow for creation of jobs. Number one is all the issues around credit facilities and financial inclusion. Jobs are mostly created by private investors and the private sector. And you find that laws such as the rate capping law of 2016 September has drastically made it impossible for private sector individuals to get credit and therefore invest and create jobs. So that is number one issue that needs to be addressed. Number 2 issue is the whole issue around government investment in infrastructure, because government does not create jobs. Government invests in infrastructure that then facilitates private sector areas to be able to create employment. And you find that our government in the recent years have been more focused on investing in infrastructure that do not lead to direct investment by the private sector. So that's number 2. Number 3 is all the issue of national debt. This needs to be addressed because it is actually bringing a lot of burden to private sector as well as the government in terms of creating jobs. And then number 4 would be the issue of healthcare in rural communities, which has been critical in terms of depleting labor in rural communities. I think the survey says about 67% of Kenyans are still in rural communities, and most of them, once there's a problem in a household where people are sick, you get that people are not willing to go to job but take care of their families. Number 5 is the whole issue of education, mismatch with employment. As my brother said, employers are looking for people who are matched to the jobs that they are servicing. And lastly is all the question around corruption. And I think this one is mostly in the devolved systems and illicit financial flows that we're seeing in the country. Currently, you find that we have got domestic corruption as the leading area of illicit financial flows. Internationally, you see also money coming into the country from the regional conflicts, but then it's all invested in malls, in places that do not create employment directly. And
Malls don't create employment?
They don't, because the malls that are being created are areas that do not have venturers. Like, if you look at the malls right now, they're all empty. Like, the real estate market in Kenya is all empty, but that's where all the illegal money goes to, and therefore there are no people employed in these areas. Okay. So then how do we invest in areas that actually can employ people? All right. And for me, as somebody who's working in the youth enterprises, it's mostly in the agricultural sector and the service sector.
All right. Ronnie, you work with youths. What do you think the problem is?
First and foremost, I think we need to stop looking at it as a problem.
Yes. Okay, what is it?
I think it's an opportunity.
Okay.
We must appreciate where we're coming from. We have stopped the bleeding. If you look at unemployment rates in the last couple of years, it shuttled very quickly from whatever it was, 12%, 15%, to the current 40%.
Actually, it's at 7.4%.
Yes, well, when you're talking about youth unemployment.
Yes.
But I mean, the issue here is unemployment rate in the last 3, 4, 5 years has stabilized. So we've stopped the digging. Okay. I think that's the good part. Then now we are saying we have the largest youth population or cohort, a generation that we've never had before, which is well-educated, healthy, right, and skilled. So again, that is an opportunity for us, for this economy. So we are saying it is not that we are lacking in the right skills or in a population that is willing to contribute towards growth. The question should then be, are we able to match the skills that we have in this youthful population with what the employers are looking for? And this is a conversation we've had with my brother Mutuma here, that sometimes he comes across, 100,000 jobs a year that are not taken up in this same market where we are saying there's unemployment. So the question is, what are those employers looking for that they are not finding in our cohort of youth? If we can be able to address that gap between industry and the skills that we have in the market, then we will continue to, improve on reducing this rate. But there's also a need for fresh thinking. So like he's saying, we need to invest, we need to, as government, make the right investments to spur job growth in specific sectors. The president has already given us direction. Now government is focused on the big four. And we're saying those are the opportunity areas. Those are the areas of growth. If we invest in manufacturing, in agriculture, in health, because we also need a healthy working population, right? And housing, then we will begin to spur that growth.
I like the point that you've raised, the mismatch between what is there and what we're learning, because the World Bank report, 2016 report, stated that there's a mismatch between the skills that are there and what is in the job market. Because most people, of course, growing up, you'll be told, go be a lawyer, go be a doctor. What about agriculture? What about those blue-collar jobs that people don't really go for? Which goes to my next question. Should we combine what is taught university and vocational training so that we're able to equip our citizens to be flexible, to work both for white-collar jobs and blue-collar jobs?
So for me, skill sets, I think, are the most important things to look at when you're hiring a person. There are many considerations employers look at before they make the decision on the person that they want them to join their workforce. And it could be as simple as a positive attitude. So what we've seen increasingly recently, there are new jobs that have been created in the market that people have not studied for. Like you'll find if it's in marketing, SEO, experts, that needs very technical skills. Everyone now is advertising through Google, Facebook, and people need to learn about search engine optimization to ensure that their digital visibility is very visible and is at the top. So that there are many courses which have very technical skills that are required in new jobs that have been created in the market. Another example is social media marketers. You'll find in engineering, there are different specialities, especially in telecommunications, as we expand our networks and things like that, which are very specific skills. So to me, actually, learning is a process which does not stop from the day that you go to your university and get a degree. Learning is not about getting that piece of paper that will get you into a job opportunity. Learning is a continuous process, which should include lots of case studies, volunteering in different capacities, in different sectors, and internships, because all these increase your soft skills, your employable skill sets that the employers are looking out for.
Okay.
So it's a continuous process which has to be received, I think, positively by everyone. I've seen even the government, through legislation, there are tax exemptions. If corporates and organizations are giving young people opportunities to work with them, because the government is well aware that employers are looking for people who have work experience.
Yes.
And the one question that I receive mostly in Brighter Monday is that all the jobs that we have, from young people, they ask us, where do you expect us to get the work experience? Sure. Because all the ads are saying we need 5 years experience, we need 10 years experience, I'm straight from uni, so how am I placed in the job market if I'm not given an opportunity?
You don't come factory ready.
Yes.
Yes.
So people need, it's a continuous process, and organizations, that's why I said different stakeholders have a role to play.
Yeah.
Organizations have a role to help young people with internship opportunities, for them to increase the quality of talent that is required by the job market.
But you see, you've mentioned internships. Most of the time, internships takes 3 to 6 months. Yeah. Then you move on, the next person comes. So, of course, here, on this other hand, children or youth or students are doing their part, which is studying. On this other hand, employers are also doing their part, which is employing and training. So where do we go wrong in the middle? Yes, Ronnie.
I think and pertinent to the question you asked before Mutuma responded, was, did we make a strategic mistake to try and convert all our technical institutions into universities? And is it something that we can reverse now? Is there a gap in the market that the technical and vocational training institutes were meeting that we are not able to do now? If you're looking for a good plumber today, you'll struggle. Yeah. If you're looking for a master craftsman to do for you nice wooden work, you will struggle. And so I think we need to begin to ask ourselves that question. Do we need to redefine what jobs are? Because, we were taught so many vijana, mutapata kazi nzuri sana.
But you see, there is jobs and careers.
Fair enough. Good point. Now, first, we want people to be in a position to earn an income, to put food on the table. Then career growth will follow.
So we start with the jobs.
Our focus right now is to create jobs.
Okay.
Obviously, down the line, Mutuma will tell you, once he's gotten people jobs and they are comfortable now and they're earning a salary, the next problem is going to be career. Now they'll start focusing. But that's a luxury.
Okay.
If you don't have a job. So we're focused on making sure people get jobs fast. But, back to your question, I think we need to, as a country, invest more. And, of course, we're already beginning to see that. There's a bit more investment now going into TVETs through, like, KYOP program, government program. We are now focusing on skilling young people on masonry, plumbing, and things like that, because now we realize that it was probably a strategic mistake. We have to take a step back and fill that gap.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We want to take a very short break, but of course, when we come back, we want to find solutions. What next? What should we do to help people get jobs?